Thanks, Nancy. I think Trenna learned the value of life pretty early, a lot earlier than most of us did. I'd like now to hand over to Helen, a very dear friend. Tell us about her one.
Trenna, a partner in crime. I met Tren in October '67 when I moved to Craig House, a hostel for legacy children. We bonded instantly as we were the youngest at Craig House at that time. She became my closest friend very quickly, so much so that I remember not wanting to go on a visit with my mother because I wanted to stay and play with Trenna and our dolls. We were 10. In 1972, we went our separate ways when Craig House closed down. Unfortunately, the powers that be did not see the academic potential in Trenna, and she certainly had heaps of it. Tren, instead of completing her final 2 years of high school, went on to business college and quickly into the commercial workforce. We reunited in '75 and began living in a South Perth rental. I think Greg mentioned a shed that was pulled down and used for firewood. Every 2 weeks we caught the bus into the city to collect our dole cheque of $72 each from the dole office. In those days you had to do that. We thought we were quite well off, although Tren promptly gave up cigarettes for that period to make the money go further. We even treated ourselves to a club sandwich at a lovely cafe in Hay Street Mall called Arabella's. I remember Tren's older brother Colin giving us a lecture once about wasting our money, etc., etc. He was probably right, but we were young and carefree. Within a few months, I met my first husband through Trenna. Robert Lee was a friend of Tren's. She'd met whilst living in Bay Apartments in Godrich Street in the city. He visited us in South Perth with some of Tren's previous flatmates. So today, my 3 children that we shared, Robert and I shared together, thank Trenna for that connection. What I remember about Trenna, and I'm sure that her friends from school, Julie Hampton, who's now Martin, and her friend Johnny, and other friends, and would remember her cheekiness and her rebelliousness and her courage. Trenna had ESP, and I should have trusted her when I decided that we should wag our piano lesson with the Catholic nuns for the 3rd week in a row. Trenna said, "I have a bad feeling about it, Helen." And I said, "Don't be silly, we won't get caught." Well, guess what? Tren was correct. As we were almost back at Craig House, Matron pulled up in her blue Morris 1100 and said, "Get in the car, you two." And that was the end of piano lessons. Unfortunately, I think she got the blame, but it was me. Tren was always up for a good time, in spite of her pain from a young age, and yet I cannot recall her complaining about it. Even enjoying the simple pleasure of a good cup of Earl Grey, she would say as she took her first sip, "Oh, hell, this is so good. It's better than sex." She was cheeky and rebellious. For example, when our grade 7 teacher, Mr. Donovan, I think who later had a mental breakdown, unfortunately, he'd had enough of our back chat. He sent Trenna to the headmaster's office. But what he forgot was that he used to send us to the headmaster's office when we were well behaved to receive a brand new pencil. So anyway, when Tren came back to the classroom, Mr. Donovan asked her, "Well, what did the headmaster say about your behaviour?" Tren replied, "He said he's sorry, but he's run out of pencils." Which of course had the class in hysterics. Tren had generosity of spirit. When my now husband and I eloped in 2011 with only our children attending our marriage ceremony, while some people, our friends, expressed disappointment, some even annoyance of not being invited, Trenna and Greg were so generous in their congratulations, and they took us for lunch to the lovely Millbrook Winery. Trenna was just so very happy for us. As you can appreciate, over a period of 53 years, there were countless experiences Trenna and I shared. Trenna was my rock of a friend. She gave great advice, she gave time, and I could rely on her honesty and genuine concern. Finally, I had the privilege to be holding Tren's hand when she took her final breath. Thank you, Tren. I will love and miss you until I die. Thank you.